John Cena took a shot at you, or I guess more fair, Peacemaker took a shot at Arrow.
Yeah. That was a little unnecessary. I didn't fucking appreciate that at all.
It was crude.
And by the way, I don't know if they. Okay, I'm just gonna come right out and say this. Like, there was such between the movies and between Peacemaker a little bit. Like, our show was kind of treated like shit, right? Like, I get it. We're on the CW. I get it. It's TV, but I also get the fact that, when people think about the most recent iteration of DC, okay, they don't think about the Snyder Cut. They think about the Arrowverse. And we got crapped on for years and years and years. And this just seemed excessive. Like, again, I'm not actually mad, but like, just remember hearing that and I just being like, fuck those guys. Seriously, like, I'm up here, I'm working just as hard as anyone else. You know how hard it is to play a superhero with no superpowers for 23 episodes a year? It's really, really, really hard. And like, I'm not looking for a prize, but like, maybe don't shit on our show. We might have to cut this out of the podcast. It's like...
Well, you hit back at John Cena. You said, hey, I've been too busy showing Cena what professional wrestling should actually look like on TV. I thought that was a nice touch.
I've met John a handful of times. There couldn't be like a nicer, more genuine person. If I should be mad at anyone, it should be James Gunn for writing that in the first place. But,
So here's the deal. We're not going to pretend like the Arrowverse wasn't what we wanted the DCEU to be. I mean, Stephen Amell is correct. 23 episodes a year, not including the fact that they had multiple successful crossovers, is really freaking hard. Don't get me wrong. Completely understand. Arrowverse, at the end of there, took a dump. I didn't finish Legends of Tomorrow. I didn't finish Batwoman. I barely finished The Flash. Like, we're not going to pretend like we didn't get Crisis on Infinite Earths. We're not going to sit here and pretend like we didn't get Flashpoint. We're not going to sit here and pretend like we didn't get a better version of the Justice League on the small screen compared to what we got with the DCEU. And they did that, like he said, on the CW. Like, maybe if they had been on ABC, maybe if they had been on NBC, maybe they would have got a slightly larger production budget. But the fact that they were on basically a side piece TV channel station and had millions of adoring fans, we're not going to pretend like that didn't happen. We're not going to pretend like Grant Gustin's portrayal of Barry Allen in The Flash, Season 1, Episode 1, is, as far as I can still tell, still the highest watched premiere TV show on the CW ever. We're not going to pretend like Vanessa Benoist's portrayal of Supergirl wasn't great. And yes, I know they basically made Arrow pretty much Batman. Okay, whatever. We're not going to pretend like that we didn't love it, though. This actually goes back to when The Flash premiered, and high off the success of The Flash, DC decided they were going to announce that they casted Ezra Miller to play Barry Allen for the movie, because that worked out so well. And Steven was pissed. I was following Arrowverse very closely at the time. Steven was pissed and said, screw you, DC. How dare you capitalize off the success of what Grant Gustin and the rest of the Flash team were doing to go ahead and talk about Ezra Miller. And again, that worked out so well. I agree with Steven that should be mad at James. James needs to calm down, because while he may have done some good things with Guardians of the Galaxy, he is restarting a whole universe, and from where I'm sitting, he's making all the same mistakes. He's creating an already established universe instead of actually building up. In a Superman movie, he has a lot of supporting cast superheroes that he's just introducing. And let's be honest, the fact that the first selection is gods and monsters, and most of these characters none of us know about. And I am a huge Superman fan, and I am hoping James gets it right. I am hoping this movie is great. I am hoping the DCU is actually going to be better than the DCEU. But let's not take shots at what was actually successful, okay? Feel free to make all the jabs you want at the Snyderverse. Do what you gotta do. But besides the fall off, because it was a rise, it was a high, and then it fell off. Don't get me wrong, I understood they fell off. But let's not pretend like they didn't do great things. Anyway, I have now said my piece, so let me know what you all think in the comments about what Stephen Amell said about the Arrowverse. Because frankly, don't think we should be taking shots at something that was moderately successful.